Tonight, we're going to repeat parts of that Charlton concert directed by Tony Staybaker. But before that, here's an interview I did with Pete Townshend, the leader of The Who. I started by asking him about his parents, who were both musicians.
My father was in a band called the Squadronaires.
The Squadronaires?
Yes.
I used to hear them at Butlin.
At Butlins?
Yeah.
You probably used to see me then, because I was always there, trying to get out of the compound, climbing up the barbed wire, and I was one of the first to escape, actually.
That was in the, when they had those big bands. There would be about a 20-piece band.
Filey and...
Air.
Air.
Yeah,
that's right. I was there, 2 years old at the time. And beautiful sand dune beach, I remember. One of my earliest memories is on the beach up there.
At Air, yes.
Yeah.
And he played the saxophone, didn't he?
Yeah, he was one of the founder members. They were an Air Force band, and after the war they continued, I think for 3 or 4 years they used to play in uniform, RAF uniforms. There's Something in the Air was their theme tune. And it was really my first sort of taste of show business sort of came from seeing my father on the stage and hearing my mother on record, because my mother started as a singer with the Squadronaires. And seeing my father on stage, he always used to smile, this plastic smile like this. That's show business.
Was it tenor saxophone he played?
No, alto.
Alto.
Cliff Townsend and his singing saxophone.
Did it encourage you to learn musical instruments early on?
Not really, no. I just used to stack the bottles up at bottle parties. No, I used to muck about on the mouth organ. And that's about as far as it got, really. And I was very frustrated musically. We didn't have a piano, and we had a terrible old radio and radiogram, and my father went berserk if I touched his instruments, because clarinets and saxophones are very delicate. So I never really had any access to musical instruments until I actually went out and bought one, which was when I was about 12, or my grandmother bought me a guitar for Christmas.
Bought you a guitar for Christmas when you were 12?
Mm.
That was in 1957?
Something like that, yeah.
Why did she buy you a guitar for Christmas?
Because I asked for one.
And all your heroes at that time were singers, pop stars?
I wasn't very interested in sport. And I can't really remember having any specific hobbies at all. I used to like toys up to the age of about 12. I used to like model railways and riding my bike. I was a fanatical bike rider, an explorer and things like that. But until I got the guitar, I was kind of getting dragged along with all the rest of the gang, going to Ackerbilk concerts or going down the park and trying to chat up a couple of local women, and I really didn't fit into all this. The kind of people that I used to hang out with, although they were the same age as me, they were always taller, better dressed, better looking, and I think what they found amusing in me might have either been my sense of humour or the fact that I was the bloke that you hit on the head or something like that. Anyway, they were always superior in some way or another. And I realised that the only way I was ever going to fit into society and have a role was via this guitar. I really did think this. I thought I'll go and I'll shut myself in my room and I'll learn the guitar, and when I come out, they'll want me. And that's exactly what happened. I went, shut myself in the room for 2 years, doing paper rounds to buy strings and things like that. Came out at the end of the 2 years and immediately joined the Who, and that's the way it's been ever since.
But at that time, were your heroes Presley and people, or were you still sticking to the...
I didn't like Elvis Presley much at all. I used to like